today let's talk about functions. Okay, I'm creating a file on this. Let me close my previous ones here. So let's start. If in C, like we might have seen our functions are defined this way, like we will be giving our return value. Let's say like function name is a function. And then inside you'll be defining what kind of argument you'll be passing. Let's say int A, int B, and then we do it inside the brackets and you write your code here. This is how we used to define our function and then call it with this name here. Okay. So and you give some different x comma y. So this is how we used to do in like C language. So similarly, how we are going to do it here is, so only thing here is like in Python, you don't have to specify what kind of data types you will be passing into the function. So it's just like initially you have to write like def. So which means like you are defining a function. So and write your function name here. Function name, let's write this way. So and if you want, you can write a comma b. And like as I told earlier, like the loop starts this way. So instead of using a flower brackets, you'll be starting with a colon and then use one indent here. So if you use it this way, whatever you write within this indent will be scope of this function. So whatever code you'll be writing here, you write it here. So this will be inside a code line 2. I'm just writing a dummy format here. Okay. And like if you want to come out of this function, keep it outside, and wherever you want to call the function, just call with this name, and then like this way. So this way we will be able to use functions. Let's see it in example. Okay, so let's say, let me comment this out again. Okay, so let's see it with an example. So let's write a program to print 10 numbers, in the sense not 10, n numbers. Okay, let's write a program and use it. Okay, so how we can do it is like, and let's give this function a name like which is related to that function, instead of giving a generic name like function1, function2. Instead, let's give something which is which will denote, like you can easily understand what that function will say. Print n numbers. So and then you only need n as an input. And here inside how we can code, like can any one of you suggest like how we can do? Hello, Srikanth or Rashid, can you
Yeah.
n numbers, it can be from 0 to n, like
0 to n means for I in range.
For I in range 0 to n, right? So and then
value you can call it later on. Yeah.
Sorry,
0 to n. Yeah, print I.
Print I, right?
Print I.
So
Print
this is
n
going
numbers
to
10. Print n numbers 10.
No, this automatically will print, right? So
yeah, but can you need to call it down, right?
yeah. Got it. I got it. Yeah, this is end of the function. Like you in this function, if you see, it's not returning any value. It's just printing inside. So let's say do it like 10. Let's see what it is going to do. So for that, like we need to import it inside a command prompt. Let me do it. So and let me also do conda activate. So okay, taking okay. Yeah, now it said it is inside this conda base environment. Now Python space, what is the function? Code name is functions.py. So let me run it. Yes, it has printed from 0 to 9. Okay, so I guess we also include 10 here. So let's put it like 1 and it will be done. Okay, so this is one kind, but as you also have in C, like function with return value, function without return value and things. So in this case, like we are not returning anything from the function. So in case, let's say I initially thought maybe like this will return something and I have assigned it to some variable here. So let's also see like what actually this variable is doing, like what exactly it's going to print. The value of a is, and I gave a value here. Let's see what it is going to do. See, the value of a is none. So what does it mean is, like, in case if it is not returning anything, it's like it's actually not returning anything. So we are trying to give something, but actually there is nothing it is returning. So in that case, what it will assign is none here. So just be cautious here. This none is not a string. If you also see type, let's also print what is the type of it. It's not a string here. It's a separate, different type. It's a none type. Okay, it's not a string. It's not an integer or anything. So it's just a none type. Okay. So we also use this part like for a few things. Let me also touch upon that. Okay, so now let's make it like bit more complicated, a little complicated. So let's print numbers except few numbers in the list. Okay, print n numbers except few. Okay, so this is your function. So where in this case, like what we are trying to do is what we are trying to do here is let's print like from 1 to 10 or something, and then in between whatever we pass it in a list, let's not print them. So something like that. So let's give n is one. Okay, lambda of n, like you also need n, and one more thing what we need is skip list. Let me call it a skip list. Okay, so this is a function. So now Srikanth, can you tell me how we can do it?
But okay, now here we need to define skip list first, right?
Yeah. So this is a function. This is within the function argument, right? So we will be defining while calling the function.
Okay, then maybe try this exception, try and exception we can try.
Okay. Except in the sense, skip few. Sorry, if it is except, you will be thinking it will give you a wrong idea. Maybe skip few numbers, like whatever you give inside the skip list, you should not print them. Something like that. So let me start then. Print 0 to n. Till here it's fine, right? Like we are trying to loop across like from 0 to n. This is fine. So here, in case some number, in case if it is within this list, if it is there in this list, you should not print it, right? So that is our question. So how we can do it is, let's write I is a number, right? Like we are trying to see if it is there inside this list. So as I told in earlier sessions, how we can do is I in skip list, and press like this. Then you don't print. Okay. Did you get this like implementation? How we try to do it? Let me Okay, let's run it and then see like if you are able to catch it. So 10 and skip list. Let me give skip list as something like 2, 3, 6, maybe even 100. Okay, so this is our skip list. Let me comment this out.
So the output will be from 0 to 9 except 2, 3 and 6, right?
Yeah. Ideally, it should be that way. Let us run it. So if you see here, it's not printing 2, 3, and 4 it has printed, 5 it has printed, 6 it did not print, 7, 8, 9. Right? So ideally, what is happening is it is looping like each number here, and in case if that number is there inside this list, it's going to skip it, right? So if you remember how we have done this comparison yesterday, like let me also give it again. So let me print 2 in 2 comma 3 comma 6. So this will return you true if you see. Okay, so what is happening here is if it is in skip list, it is doing continue. What continue? Okay, let me also do this. So here I did not put else here. Okay. Let's say like, what do you think? Like you'll be getting this answer. Will it be any? Will there be any change, or will it be the same? Let me see.
It's everything.
It's same, right? No. What actually continue means, like once if loop enters here and it is continue. So what continue means is from there it will leave like the rest of the code and it will go back again to the next loop.
But
Yesterday
here if you
we had.
see, the printer is out of the statement, right? Out of the if statement, if I see.
Yeah. Out of the if statement. So what happened is, let me go through single step. Okay, each step. Let me also print here something. Then you will be able to skipping this comma I. Okay. So if you see, let's run this. Then you will be able to know. Also, let's also run here. So if you see here, this is getting skipped, right? So what is happening during this continue is once you, if this continue statement comes inside a loop, so what it does is it goes to the next iteration. It will skip like remaining whatever code it is there in below, like let it be 100 lines. It will skip that and it will go back to the next iteration here. So earlier, like maybe I value is 2, then it will go back to 3, then it comes here again. It's there inside skip list, and it goes to continue,
But
goes back. Okay.
the scope of continue stays for how much of the code? Let's assume you have this function.
It scope of continue. What it will do is it will be there till the immediate loop. So whatever loop it is there in its parent loop in the sense. So
okay, it's
for
valid
this,
for the complete for loop.
yeah. So in case there are like 2 for loops, let's say there are one more for loop inside 0 to 10, let us say, and there is one more here. So in this case, it will only skip to this level,
Or one
not to this level. Okay, that is a difference.
And okay, it's like an auto variable within a function.
Yeah, maybe I am not good with those concepts. So yeah, okay, now you got it right. So let's say now it's clear, right? Okay, let me do one more thing. So in the same function, now,
doubt.
okay. Yeah, Rashid, tell me.
Yeah. See here, it is starting from 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then uh, 0 should get printed first. Why?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
yeah, then it goes for 1. It will print
Mm-hmm.
1. Then
Yeah.
it goes 2. After 2, the second 35th line, if I in skip list, so this condition is getting satisfied. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then it is getting continue. It will go to the continue statement.
Yeah, yeah.
So after continue, still it is a 2 only, right? Then 38th
So
line should be printed as 2, right?
no, continue actually doesn't come out of this if condition. It will directly skip to for next for loop, where it will
Okay.
again increment to 3 and then again go back. Try
Okay.
to
Continue
execute
doesn't
the
allow to
instructions.
go to the next step, next line.
Yeah,
It like to
yeah,
go
yeah,
to the loop again.
yeah. It will skip that iteration completely.
So now instead of giving continue in 37th line,
Mm-hmm.
give continue below print I. Then how it comes?
Then you want to do it here?
Yeah, you remove continue above.
Okay. So let me do that as well. And I'm trying to do just for checking. This should not be printed. So I just wrote that line. This will never get printed if you see. It doesn't matter if it is in if or something. Like see, maybe when if this condition did not satisfy, it came here, and we gave continue here. This did not print anything.
No, you remove continue from 37th line. The above continue you
Okay.
remove it.
Yeah, got it. Let me even comment this complete. If then, are you fine with this?
No, only
Just
remove
only
38 continue.
only
Yeah,
continue. Okay.
condition and all keep it as normal.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Is it fine?
Yeah.
Okay. See, like if you see here, after this has printed and it is also printed this too, because right, you got the difference now.
Yeah.
If you see here, let's say 2 is inside skip list, so it has printed skipping this 2, but and it came out of this loop and it printed 2 here, and then like it came to continue, and from here it went here. Okay, so
Yeah. Got it.
now you got it right. Okay, yeah. Upendra, how about you?
Yeah, understood. Yeah.
Understood. Okay, cool. So yeah,
But
this is a case.
okay.
Yeah.
Raju,
Yes.
when you go to the output window once, so it did not print, this should not be printed in all the times. Yeah, fine. Okay, that
Which
has
one?
completely skipped.
Yeah.
The below one.
Yeah, below one, which should not be printed anytime. It's like because like you are keeping continue here, so it won't be going to this any more numbers, right? So that's why it did not print anytime. Did you get?
He may get
Hello.
doubt like how above continue is working there, because above
In
continue
this
is in
case,
if condition. So
yeah,
the eighth line will get printed, but the below last print will not printed because that is only direct print. After continue there is no condition for that, so it will never print.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so if you are okay, then I'll move to the next thing. So okay, let's use the same example for the next stage as well. Like in case you get out, like you can talk there. So here, what we gave is, let's say we have also provided a skip list. So in our next example, let's say I don't have any skip list to provide, but you have to provide 2 arguments, right? So one thing what we can do is, let me copy this. Okay, and let's say I don't have any skip list to give. So what we can give is, let's say one thing you can also give empty list. where it did not skip anything and it has printed all. And there is one, and let us say I also don't want to give empty list every time in your argument. So then let us say you want to make this optional argument rather than mandatory argument. So there is a provision inside Python to do it. So how we can do it is, instead of let me take a copy of this. Let me comment it out. Okay, and how we can do it is, so instead of let us say I actually don't want to give an empty argument here, or means like I don't want to define it as a mandatory argument. So this is actually required in many in a real-time implementations where like there are few things like which you want it to be optional. So in that case, what you should be doing is you make it give a kind of it as a default value to this particular argument. So let's see what it is going to do. Let me try this out. So when you print and here skip list, I'm giving it as like empty list here. So let's see what it is going to give. See, it has worked. It did not give any error. But in case if this is not there and you ran it, see you got an error saying that type error like is missed, in the sense like this particular function missing one required positional argument, skip list. So you did not mention any value, like define any value for skip list here. So that is an error. So but in case we want to make it an optional one, so give some default value here, so it will be able to take. So let's run it. See, it does work, right? So this is one case like which we use it regularly. Like this is instead of using this, like we use it mainly these kind of functions for in a real-time operations. Okay. Any doubts?
No doubts.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's pass this function here. Like this is fine. So like anyway, we'll be giving like few more examples in during assignment. So you'll be knowing much more. So after functions, let's try something else. Okay. So before going to classes or OOPS concepts, let me try something like.
Anya, there is other concept like with non-keyword arguments also, right?
Okay.
We have
So
seen with default argument and keyword argument. With
okay, okay, there are many other things. Like I did not even tell about return here.
Oh,
So
okay,
let's
okay,
go. Yeah. Okay. So I thought like I'll give it in assignment. Let me first mention about like return values functions and then go for one more. Okay. So let's start. So let's say you want to get like sum of n numbers or something, like simple example. So let me do that. So sum of n numbers. Okay. Okay. Sum of numbers in a list. Okay. So let me give input list as a list name, and I want to define it here. So let's how we can implement this. Can you tell? Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Okay. Let me, I thought like I'm asking you guys to tell like how we can implement this.
Oh,
I in
Let me do
range.
it. So I in range 0 to length of your input list, right? So and here inside how we are going to do.
I mean, we need to take one more variable and we need to assign I over there.
Yeah. Not append here. Like we are trying to get the sum, right? So add. Yeah, so sum equal to sum plus I.
Yeah.
Right, this will not I. So I is actually an index here, which will be like 0, 1, 2, 3. But actually, you want to add whatever is there inside the list. Okay, so let's try that. So in that case, it will be input list of I. And once, let us say, the function is done, you want to return that sum here. Let's give it. Okay. Okay. Let's see what this is going to do. Let me give it a variable a equal to 10, 20, 40 minus 100. Okay. And even something like 2.5. Let me see what it's going to. It should be written. Let's store it in some variable or maybe directly print from here. Let's store it in a variable and print b. Okay. Let's see what it is going to be. Oh, it's already there. Sorry. Okay. You see, you got a value here, probably because like minus 60, 62.5 minus this one. Yeah, it should be same, right? Okay, let's not make it much complicated. This should give you 70 minus 10 minus 30 here. Yeah, you got it right. So this is a thing. So this way, it's returning you a variable. Let's see like what is the type of B here. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it has printed like integer here. So in case if in the same thing, like if there is this 2.5 also, so it is returning this type of this variable as a float. So we did not define a return should be like this particular format, but still like it automatically like depending on what kind of number it has, it will change it class, like whatever class it is, like from integer float that way. Okay.
Raju,
Yeah.
so the
Yeah.
function will never return anything. If you want to get return output of the function, that you need to take it to one variable, then you return that particular variable, isn't it?
Yeah. So or else it will be in case if it is like this, like here we have checked it, right? Like in that case, it's not, we are not giving any return here. So in that case, it is giving none. So return will be none.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's how it is. So okay. So on the next thing, like Rashid, you are talking about keyword, non-keyword one, right?
Yeah, here instead of input list I, can you please run with only I?
I mean, like here. So it will be
Then
sum of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You won't be getting list here. You don't know what is there inside that list. Like let's run it. No issue.
so okay, length of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it will be
So
4. Yeah.
so you'll be getting 10, like 0, 1 plus 2 plus 3, 4. 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4.
Yeah, then instead of 0 comma length of input list, why you given length there?
So why, if you give this way, you mean to say you give this way? So
Yeah.
let's do that. Let's do that. It will give an error. Like let's.
But it will take all the values if you give like that. It will not take one value there.
Yeah. Thing is like the range, how you're going to define your ranges. This is a number and this should also be a number, right? So, but what you're giving here is a list. So it like Python confuses like what should be taken out of these values. Like it should be a single integer here.
But
so if it can't be interpreted as an integer.
Raju,
yeah.
If you try in other way, input list -0. I mean the 0th element or first element if you give as an argument there for
here.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. This will work. This will start printing 100 numbers, like you see. 40 means like it will
Yeah,
sum
man, it
till
will
what,
take
10.
10 and the loop will continue for 10 times.
Yeah, exactly.
And but anyway, after 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, anyway, it will take as 0, but it will give the same output at the end.
Yeah. 0. Sorry, I didn't get like 0, 1.
I mean, what if you are giving as input list 0th element, so the value which takes as 10, okay?
Yeah.
And what it does, so for it will take 10 as a first value, then it will sum. Then it next take 20 as, and it will sum.
No.
Then it
Sorry, it's not like that. Like when in case if you give this way, so 0, it's as good as giving 10 here, right?
correct.
Yeah. Once it gives like what it will do is like the I value will be between 0 to 10. It means like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 till 9. So
Correct.
it will start
Correct.
summing up like from 0 to 9. So that's why it's 45.
No, but if you give input list I, instead of sum plus I, if you give sum plus input list I below.
Here. So let's do that as
Yeah.
well. So this it will let me
To
tell
give the
you like
same
why.
output as well.
So if you
It will
see,
throw error.
it gave an error. Why?
Yeah, now
Because like
you remove input list you remove, you will get 45.
yeah, that is okay. That is clear. Like he want to check like what you'll be getting here. He thought like you'll be getting exactly whatever output we got earlier. So, but why we means like that minus 27.5. But why we didn't get that is like input list. Here, if you see, the list index is out of range. So why did we get this error is like I value is like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only till 4 it will support. Like, but you are passing it till 9, right? So those are out of index in the sense if you want to give let us say we defined a, right? Let me comment these out. And if you want to print a of 5, let us say, so this will give the same error. See, list index out of range at while printing a of 5 because it is there only till 4. Okay, that's why this error. See, okay.
There is some other function called reduce, right? For calculating all the
Rashid, there are like many functions we'll be discussing when like that particular topic comes.
okay.
So actually, the thing is, the idea behind this particular session is talk about functions rather than whatever different functionalities in lists. Okay. Okay. Thing is, like, if you want just sum of this, like a dot sum is also available, like rather than going too complex. But idea here is to know like what different structures a function will have. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm just resolving it to a previous thing. That's why actually we gave like length of list is because it will in case here let us say there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements, so it will come only till 5 elements, and it means which means a I value will be like 0 to 4, so it will only go till 4. It won't come with 5, like so. It that particular loop doesn't come inside, so then what will happen is you won't be getting this kind of error. So that is the reason we'll be giving 0 to length of list instead of giving some particular number. Okay. So an alternative to this is like instead of just like we discussed in earlier session, you can also give something like this.